There's more to rings than dips and chin-ups? Hell yeah, and welcome back to part 2, where we're taking a look at 3 more unique skills to pencil in to conquer on the hardest but most rewarding piece of training equipment, the rings. Level 1 is Skin the Cat, and you want this skill. It teaches so many things: scat position, straight arm strength, mobility. This, along with the muscle up, are the essential introductory rings skills. It involves starting in a hang, pulling up and around into a German hang, and then pulling back around and returning to that dead hang, controlling all the way through. It's the only skill on this list that is straight arm, and it can be performed traditionally like a gymnast and like I'm doing here, supinated, which puts more load into the biceps and the biceps tendon, or you can stay pronated, which is generally agreed upon to be easier to tolerate. Regardless of hand position, you should be trying to initiate this move through the shoulders and not through the elbow. Think of shoulders, lats, pecs. The skill here is learning how to do that without bending the arms and developing the mobility to be able to lower your body weight into your end range and have the strength to pull back out of it. It would be common when introduced to this move that you either don't have the mobility to lower the hips below 90 degrees under full body weight, which is already a generous definition of what constitutes depth for this Skin the Cat, or you don't have the strength to pull back up. So training would involve improving your range in German hang from the bottom and building your strength from the top until they marry together and you're strong enough to lower into and pull out of that end range of your German hang. There's so many benefits. If it's not on your list, add it now. And before we reveal level 2, consider subscribing to this Rings Obsessed page. It helps a lot and supports more content like this. Level 2, the shoulder stand. Unlike the last video, these skills aren't going to be direct progressions into each other, but each one does level up the technical demands of its predecessor. Now, arguably the shoulder stand could go as a level 1 skill, but I've seen enough people with the strength continue to struggle with the balance aspect longer than it would actually take them to Skin the Cat. So this makes it worthy of a level 2 skill, and it's one that connects other more advanced skills down the track. I would also include within this level not only the shoulder stand hold, but also the method of entry and transitions to support. I love the combination of strength and balance for the shoulder stand. It's much more about the strength, but finding that sweet spot between being so angled that you aren't strong enough to stay up and you fall, and staying too upright to unburden your shoulders and end up toppling over has proved a trickier pursuit than some might expect. The direction the legs need to travel is best learned on boxes or P-bars with the shoulders off, and when you get consistent here, you can revisit the rings. Level 3, the straight body forward roll. Alright, there's a lot to unpack here. This is a bent arm strength skill that requires the constant downward pressure seen in the muscle ups, forward rolls, and backward rolls, and it includes a bent arm planche, a bent arm front lever, and a muscle up. The goal is to keep the body straight and the hips in line with the rings. You can already tell there's a lot of prerequisite strength here. There's a lot of skill already needed and the proprioception to transition those seamlessly together. The hardest part I've found is involving the biceps enough on that initial descent to not drop into your front lever. It should be slow and controlled, with the hardest part being the approach into the inverted position when the stress on the biceps is at its highest. This position also replicates a similar position to where you'll begin your elevator or reverse muscle up further down the track, so valuable to get some time in it now. The hardest part is the approach into that inverted position when the stress on the biceps is at its highest, demonstrating control here and not just dropping into your front lever. The best tip I've found to prevent that drop is to stay long in your body position in the initial tip forward. It's too easy to try and sneak your head under, round the back, and dump too much weight onto one side of the rings, which results in a drop as the hips pass through. But when everything is executed well, it is a masterful demonstration of that constant downward pressure as it shifts between pushing and pulling. Again, all of these skills are possible for all of you watching. Were any of these not on your radar yet? If they weren't and I helped you discover them, you must subscribe. It's the only logical next step. Check out part 1 if you missed it, and remember, hybrid athletes don't skip ring day.